never judge a question is something which I've learned during this process, because you never know which question is going to give you that 1 mark which is going to make your rank improved by some hundreds or 200. So never judge a question, never judge a subject, give equal respect to each and every question. That is all what I can say. If you don't have time, you have to learn not just from your mistakes but also from mistakes of all the other people who are doing around you. Before desiring for anything, you need to deserve it. Become an officer and then start preparing for UPSC. Hello everyone, this is Srija. I secured All India rank 20 in UPSC Civil Services examination 2020 this year, and I'm here to share my strategy regarding prelims and more comprehensively regarding mains and how I went about with the interview and all. So firstly, regarding the timeline which I as a student was following during the UPSC was, firstly, I made it a thing that I have to, in the initial part of my journey, like I've started my journey in April 2019 so that I can give my attempt in 2020 June. So in April I have made it a point that the first 4 to 5 months I'll finish off the optional and ethics, and following then I'll make notes for GS core subjects mainly, and then I'll go with the minor subjects of GS, and then I'll go with the flow of test series and then attempt my prelims and mains. And one thing I can share you that if at all you're not sure that you're going to write mains, please don't attempt prelims also, because it doesn't hold good that if you fail in the, if you pass in the prelims and then don't do well in mains, you'll fall into the loop of UPSC. This was what I was saying to myself also when I had to prepare notes, when I had to prepare my notes, and when I was spending more and more hours during the initial part of my journey. So regarding the prelims and mains notes making, the fundamental funda of UPSC is first to go through the syllabus, which everyone will say, going about the syllabus and dissecting into parts. What I've done is I've taken the printout, as many toppers will say. I've taken this syllabus and I focus mostly on the main syllabus, because I found that prelims is subset of main syllabus. So it's important that you finish main syllabus so that you'll become more comfortable with prelims. So the main syllabus I have dissected it like subject wise. Then for example, if it is environment, I have gone through the previous year question papers. There are also previous year question videos which are available on YouTube, be it for prelims or be it from mains, maybe from any institute or any site. Just make sure that you're getting idea of what they are asking since some 10 or 5 years at least. If it is prelims, better you go for previous year papers of at least 10 to 15 years, and mains I think 7 to 8 years hold good. So once you get you dissect the syllabus, then you get the idea of the depth of the syllabus by previous year papers. I think you can start making the notes. And for resources, I think they are the common resources which every topper does. So apart from that, based on the previous year questions again, you can increase your depth in that subject by probably by seeing certain YouTube videos, or also following certain important UPSC sites which the toppers must be saying you regarding each and every resources. And one important thing I can share you is toppers videos also, which they do generally. I think they give you this insight of what made them different from the rest. Take that one point which made them different from the rest, and also that one mistake they made during this process, because you don't have time. You have to learn not just from your mistakes but also from mistakes of all the other people who are doing around you. So this is what I can say you in simple words. And regarding Kurukshetra Yojana and all, I wasn't having much time because I had to do all these things within 1 year. So I wasn't following all these things. And regarding newspaper and current affairs, which we generally have doubt, I followed only The Hindu and throughout the year, and very religiously, to be very true, because that is the only thing which I was doing when I was not feeling to do anything on any day. That 2 hours of time was always given by me in each day. Then regarding current affairs, I took a monthly compilation. Then I used to underline the things, important ones only, and I used to finish it off. Earlier it used to take me some 7 to 10 days, and by I think 4 to 5 months I started finishing off the monthly PDFs like 1 to 2 days only. Then I started integrating these monthly compilations, like after 1 to 2 months of monthly compilations into my static notes. So if at all this current affairs have to be studied, I used to study along with the static. So revision used to be much simpler then. And I also learned this from, I think, Srishti Deshmukh ma'am, who was AIR 5 in 2018, that she used to make a GS 1, 2, 3, 4 separate current affairs books, and then she used to write each and every topic in it. So I even used this strategy, which worked out for me because I was someone who was relying on notes making also. So in this way I was integrating both prelims and mains along with current affairs, so that the revision used to go on with the flow when I used to pick one issue. This was how I was doing. Then for prelims specifically, I think you have to, for prelims the only funda is to do more and more test series, and the test series should be at least of 2 institutes, so that you will get used to the diversity of questions and you start analyzing. And intelligent guessing only comes with when you do questions, because only then you'll understand what are the weak areas, and then you start connecting each and everything. Then other most important thing throughout the journey is mental calmness and being there, respecting each and every question equally, be it prelims, GS paper or CSAT paper or the mains question. Never judge a question is something which I've learned during this process, because you never know which question is going to give you that 1 mark which is going to make your rank improved by some hundreds or 200s. So never judge a question, never judge a subject, give equal respect to each and every question. That is all what I can say. And once you're, regarding CSAT, I think you have to do like 6 to 7 last year's CSAT papers, because not everyone will be through the technical background. I think even people with a good background, be it IIT or NIT also, they face issue with CSAT. So being comfortable in CSAT and passing through CSAT is something which you have to do before entering into the prelims examination. And I used to do prelims paper in 2 iterations mostly, because the first iteration I used to focus more on each and every question and then finalize the answer. So I used to do it within 1 hour 10 minutes. And the next iteration used to take some 30 minutes or so. And the last 20 minutes I used to just guess those questions which I was comfortable with. For example, I was comfortable with environment. I was more comfortable with polity, international relations and internal security. But history was something which I always used to go wrong with. So I never used to spend my time in those subjects in the last 20 minutes, because I know those questions are not giving me that 2 marks edge. So, and also during this process I understood that once you make 80 questions, the next 10 to 15 questions were giving me a score greater than 100. So you have to identify it during your test series, that whether you're going to do 80 questions or you're going to do 90 questions depending on the score, and identifying your strengths during this test series process. Then we'll come back to mains. Then regarding mains, what I've understood during my journey is you should be some person having an idea, a clarity of opinion on each and everything, be it any kind of societal issue, be it any kind of internal security issue or international relations. Only then I think within the 3 hours you can create your specific identity in that each and every question. Because just think of the examiner, he's going through the paper all through the day and he'll find the same monotonous answers without any opinion, without any clarity of thought. He may not appreciate it. So this was what I was thinking also. There should be your mark in each and every question. And I think it should be subjective also when you write each and every question, mostly in GS3 and GS4. These 2 things have worked me for GS3, GS4 and essay also. And regarding mains, the funda for mains is writing tests again. I used to write like 3 hours extensive tests, like alternate day, and each and every day, alternate day I used to write GS test series, mains test series, and then I also used to write optional also. So this was what I was doing like 2.5 months altogether, writing tests continuously in spite of not knowing answers for some. And then in the last probably 15 to 20 days, I made it a point that I'm going to attend mock at home. So because I was preparing from Hyderabad all through the UPSC journey, so I made it a point that I'll write one paper in the morning and one paper in the afternoon. So in that way, I read GS1 in the morning and afternoon GS2, GS3, GS4 again, take a day gap and then do my optional, which was medical science, in the morning and afternoon. By this, I've understood that when we were writing the second paper, we get mentally exhausted, and this physical stress which you face while sitting for 3 hours is also something which may limit you by some 2 to 3 marks, which you can't risk for. So this was what I was experiencing. At least some 2 to 3 times I made it a point that I'll experience and I'll get through it, so that it doesn't become a problem while I am writing my mains. I think that worked out actually, because I know what will be the concerns while I'm writing the answers. So when I have written my mains, it was just like some other test mock which I was doing at my home. So I didn't feel that nervousness, there was no tension, and I could finish all the papers. And one important takeaway for mains is respect, again the same thing, respect your question. 10 marks and 15 marks, people generally allot more time to 15 marks. Then I was doing the mistake in initial 1 month when I was writing the test series. Then I found that it is more easy to impress when the ground to play is more, for example in 15 marks. But 10 marks is something people don't get impressed, the examiner doesn't get impressed easily. So I thought 10 marks and 15 marks, let me give equal time. Probably 1 hour 20 minutes is something which I'll allot, but it can breach that line and reach 1.5 hours. 15 marks questions I'll do in the next 1.5 hours, because probably some charts and amoeboid diagrams or all these things I can work out in 15 mark answer, because it was my strength, doing it in the form of diagrams and all. So that was some important takeaway. 10 marks answer, you have to write very properly and you have to address each and every part of the question only for them to be awarded marks for. So after doing the 10 marks answers for 1.5 hours, then I used to do the 15 mark answers for next 1.5 hours. And I do agree the last 2 to 3 questions will have time constraint. I literally was having some 15 minutes for doing the last 3 questions. But then I also found out that in those last 15 minutes I could efficiently write the answer. I mean decently well. Probably half mark is something which I may lose out in each and every question. So in that way I found out that it wasn't a big problem. I have to encash on my 10 mark answers first. Then this is my takeaway for mains. And for essay is something I have extensively worked with, because essay is something where you can hit a sixer. And for essay, the strategy I was doing is while I used to read the newspaper, some important quotes and some important lines will be there which I can use in my essay. And this is what makes your essay different from others, you know. And also your opinion, when you add your opinion in the flow, I think it gives a good essence also. And as they say, a dish is not delicious only because of the ingredients, but also the process which you involve yourself while trying to make it more delicious is something which works with essay also. Having certain important things for essay doesn't make a good essay. There should be a good flow in it. There should be a feel and opinion of yours should be represented in the essay. So this is what I've understood as I was writing essay. And the important thing which I did, I think different from others, was I was getting it checked by my 2 friends, because it is important to have 2 people who are from non-UPSC background, so that they used to give their own opinion, because UPSC will be into that circle of getting more and more information and data and all. But these people used to help me to analyze the thing and say that I think it is going to go boring. I'm unable to understand the flow. So that used to make my language more and more simpler and easier to be understood. So yeah, I have to thank them for taking out their time while they were preparing. So essay worked out in this way. And since I was someone who used to balance my time watching movies and also listening to songs and all, I used to even mention the movie names and also the lessons I used to learn in movies. For example, Nirja was something I used. I used the movie Nirja for one of the essay which I was writing to one of the institute. So there I mentioned the bravery of a woman, and then I started the women empowerment essay. And for example, for drugs and internal security issues, I used to use Udta Punjab as an example. And yeah, in this way, there will be some important dialogues also in movies. So I used to even write it as something which used to make my essay stand out also at times. So in that way, you can use your hobbies also. And yeah, this is what an essay. I think you have to give at least 2 institutes essay, because 2 test series of essay, I think that will make to 10, and that will give you a diverse opinion. Like your essay will not turn monotonous, or you may not feel overconfident or underconfident. So it is important that you do at least 2 test series for each and everything. Okay, and then when we move on to my optional, which is medical sciences, again the same funda. Go through your previous year question papers, sort out your syllabus, and once you sort out your syllabus and start making your notes, I used to make it a point for revision of medical sciences daily by allotting each and every day some syllabus and writing an answer the next day. So in that way, I used to keep revising medical sciences. I revised twice before prelims itself, and I've given 2 test series of medical sciences, because generally it is seen that optionals like commerce, medical sciences, maths and all, they generally say, seniors generally say, you need not write a complete test series, you can just practice with previous year question papers. But I think it's something which at least I thought I shouldn't do, because test series is something which doesn't check your time management itself, but also will check your ability to write it correctly also. Because for example, if you take maths itself, there are higher chances that within the time constraint you may go wrong with the formula, you may go wrong with the calculations, and you'll land up with 0 instead of 10. The same thing will go with some analytical subject like medical sciences and all, and other subjects also. So it's important that you go with the flow of the test series even for optional. It's very important. It will also give you a chance to choose the best questions within the 2 sections, because I used to take at least 10 minutes of time in the initial test series for medical science for just picking up the questions, because each question used to have 5 subsets, as you all know. Then making yourself acquainted with the languages paper is also important. So immediately after prelims, what I've done is I've taken a gap of some 7 days. I enjoyed watching movies again, which used to help me for UPSC, because I know I have to write mains also. And so I watched some important movies, be it Article 15 and be it Nirja again, and for example Bhag Milka Bhag. These things are something which I can use for UPSC also. So I used to watch this kind of movies, and after that 7-day time, I started with languages. So I took out the PDFs or small books which were available in your stationery, that I picked out. For 2 days I finished the languages, and because languages paper are going to be just before the optional, and if you are messing up with the language, the after effect will fall onto the optional, or else the 5 days time period which is present between the GS papers and optional will be utilized for language paper, which I cannot afford, because medical science is my strength and I have to prove it also. And so in that way, I thought I have to finish out of the language paper initially. So for 2 days I finished the language, then I started with the test series directly, because GS was something which I know already, and optional and essay was something which I have to start in the initial period. So first month I have done optional and essay, and the next 2 months I have started with GS mains test series. So GS mains test series along with at least weekly one optional paper, and at least 15 days one essay paper. By the time I finished my prelims, I have given already some 20-25 essays, because my friends used to check them. So if something is going to be a problem, that is getting it corrected, and my friends used to be always ready to check my essay. So that wasn't a big issue. Just I had to push myself to write essay. Then yeah, this was how it went on. And it's important that you give mocks even for GS and give test series even for optional. It's very, very important. And remember that just before 5 days of any test, be it prelims or mains, keep yourself very, very calm. It is okay that you don't study anything during this period, and keep watching some YouTube videos which are quite relevant and relaxing. Keep talking to your friends whenever you feel low, because I think the only treatment as a doctor which I can suggest you also is communicating with the people who make you feel good, because that is some optimism which you have to carry before any kind of important test, be it prelims, mains and interview also. And I have to give my gratitude to my friends who used to spend some 1 to 2 hours of time also whenever I used to feel low. And yes, you have to do that, I think so. Then yeah, before 5 days of mains also, I used to watch some TED talks. I used to be very light on preparation, because all that you have done is already done, and the only thing you have to go there is be in the form and keep hitting the sixers, because a good batsman who is in form can hit a sixer from any ball, from any pace also, with any pace also. So that is what will go with mains. And always accept this in UPSC, that if you are going to learn 100, 101 is going to come, and be ready with this suspense, and be thrilled with this suspense also, and that will make your process more and more easier. And regarding interview, again the same, go through the previous transcripts, then dissect your DAF, then prepare little notes about each and every topic of DAF, keep discussing with your friends. That will improve your communication skills, will make you more and more confident, comfortable discussing any kind of topic, and go and attend the interview. And by giving many mock interviews, I literally gave some 10 to 15 mock interviews altogether, because we got actually a huge amount of time, like 8 months of time. So I think you can give some 7-8 mock interviews, that depends on you. However, this was the process, and the lessons which I have learned during the UPSC journey will be: first thing, expect the unexpected, and value the time, and hold yourself accountable, that if at all you're not reading anything on this day, make sure that the next day you're going to be 100% productive. And third thing, whenever you are feeling low, remember that everyone is going to feel low, and it is very idealistic to be at your 100% all the time. Please don't be idealistic. It is not going to work for anyone. So excuse yourself for that one day, talk to your friends, or do something which will make you feel good. If you like to play football, if you like to play tennis, go play for 2 to 3 hours, and then start doing the things which you have to do. And keep cultivating your hobbies, and always remember that before desiring for anything, you need to deserve it. Become an officer and then start preparing for UPSC. You need to fake it before you make it. That is all I can say, and yeah, all the best to you.